Number 5, Mexico falls off the map, business or tourist. Number 6, Brazil takes its global seat. Even though Brazil is slowing down, I think Brazil is now at a moment in its own story where it becomes, G5, one of the G5. It is more important than France. So if you're French, I'm sorry, but this is true. So Brazil has achieved a moment of not only of representationalism in terms of representing South America, but really of emergence and success, which seems to be going beyond Lula. So Brazil is really an exciting story, I think, and it gives credence to the whole South American future, as far as I can tell. Number 7, Canada and Australia remain the most stable stars in the global economic firmament. And number 8 is the U.S., the new Japan. Even as tech does well, our banking sector and our construction sector, our finance sector continue to suffer. So we do have a split economy here in the U.S., and I think it's a multi-year look forward still of rather dismal reports in terms of those last 3 economic areas, even as the rest of us mint money by selling things to other people. Okay, so that brings us to the top 10 for 2012. Now, those of you who've been with me on this before know how it works. I really care about these things. This isn't a joke. It's not how I see it from here. And live and die by this thing. So what we do is write them down very carefully, and then you have the right to come back a year from now and say, you totally blew that. And we'll do this publicly every year, which we've done. So I'm happy to have conversations. I might make some comments on the side about these things, but I'm just going to read them to you in terms of what they are. And then we can have questions and conversations too. So we have just about the right amount of time. So number 1, oh, and by the way, the point of these things isn't to be obscure, abstract, or something you never thought of. The point is to be right. The point is so you can bet on these things yourself in your own business. And these were done December 8th. That's my last. So things have changed already since December 8th, and you'll notice this from the first. I just came back from CES where everything was television, but I hadn't been to CES when I wrote this. TV becomes the new center of gravity in the tech universe as all other devices find their niches in the TV galaxy. Microsoft's attempt to integrate Kinect into TV is a strong, if qualified, success. Smartphone TV integration software becomes a new category. Pad TV integration becomes common. Apple hustles to launch the next version of Apple TV. If the company can get it out this year, and it will try, it will be a roaring success, shipped quickly to be taken as Tim Cook's first great product win, instead of what it really is, Steve Jobs' last. Number 2, 2012 will see tectonic shifts in phone markets. The wireless revolution is real. Asia is in, Scandinavia is second. Nokia, the historic market leader, fails to regain global dominance as it comes back into the market, missing by a wide mark. Samsung will retain its spot as the new global leader and will keep this crown despite the global premiere of the Microsoft Phone 7 OS. Google loses technology control of Android as Asia moves into market dominance. Unlicensed versions of Android multiply in type and in installed base, in increasing competition with licensed versions and further confusing markets, users, and technologies. A slight miscalculation that changed the world. Smartphones grow share dramatically to dominate the total cell phone market. Why would you have anything else? And why would sellers of content and services want you to? 3, clouds are for consumers and startups. Even as a large number of enterprises move pilots onto external clouds, it will become clear that the real trend is for enterprise to stay away from clouds in all key areas for reasons both of security and reliability. Number 4, security splits the tech world in 2, finally getting front of mind and wallet attention from CEOs. Companies with real IP versus the others, meat versus mashed potatoes. Firms with IP start to realize they have to go big or go home in their security response. Their spending on protecting crown jewels rises dramatically. Number 5, Siri stuns the world. The new world of internet or personal assistance has arrived, and the world will spend this year marveling at what Siri et al. Can and cannot do and learn to do. New assistants begin entering the market en masse, many of them in niches. It is not unlikely we'll see duels between assistants, a la Jeopardy for handhelds, as the media get the idea. Number 6, we enter the amazing world of Dave and Hal as voice recognition comes of age. From hospital to car, mobile to home, connect to Siri, exercise to play, work to entertainment, remote control to direct action. From Microsoft to Apple, from Tellme to Nuance, the time has come for computers and humans to talk to one another. With lots of funny stories, big bloopers, and amazing breakthroughs, humanity in 2012 is having this experience just a bit later than planned. By the end of this year, talking to machines in a normal voice will not seem unusual nor be the cause of unending frustration. Number 7, e-readers prosper, but pads continue to dominate the carry-along market. Pads will downprice into e-reader territory, even as the Amazon Fire e-reader line, really a Trojan horse, gets unhobbled and revealed as a pad. By extending the line into pad territory, Amazon beats out the dumber Nook and adds share against still dominant Apple. All of this flows from Jeff Bezos' understanding that pads are, at their core, consumption devices. Number 8, the consumption world explodes. Get ready for new devices, new content, new bundles, new connection techniques, new distribution channels, new aggregators, new pads, new phones, new players, new self-published authors, new garage bands, new consumption models riding on social networks. There is nothing but high energy in the content consumer market. People are now ready to spend subscription money for this sector, and the publisher response will be huge. Number 9, governments and corporations focus on IP as though it were their most prized asset. It is. This new global understanding leads to a re-evaluation regarding giving critical IP away for nothing versus protecting it. The age of IP and IFTA is over, and the question of proper IP valuation is here. IP starts to be valued not for its replacement cost, but for a figure magnitudes larger, its global strategic competitive value. Nation-sponsored IP theft moves from the nuisance news category into the act of military aggression category, despite a continued inability to track source miscreants.